Here's what happened in space this week.
Jupiter's moon Europa has been determined that it may actually glow in the dark due to a material named epsomite that emits a glow in the visible spectrum. And Saturn's moon Titan has been found to have a new organic compound named cyclopropanoldine, although this doesn't mean that we found life there just yet. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine announced that he will resign under President Biden. That said, though, it seems as though President Biden will still keep the Space Force active. Lockheed Martin announced that they will finally begin testing a 300 kilowatt laser on jets in 2021 to potentially replace guns in a project named SHIELD. And sadly, Rocket Lab has delayed its first launch from US soil to until 2021. But the SpaceX launch is still happening today with the astronauts walking towards the rocket right now. And one of the cool experiments they are carrying on this launch is a biomining experiment to practice using bacteria to mine asteroids. And as for Starship, the SN8 engine started sparking during a static fire test the other day. They've replaced the Raptor engine, and it seems like the belly flop will still proceed later this month.
Hopefully it happens soon because I can't wait to go down and see it in person.
Warning! This video might blow your mind, for it reveals some of the biggest things in the universe. First up is the largest moon in the solar system, one of Jupiter's moons, Ganymede, which is 50% larger than our own moon. Next, the largest planet in our solar system is Jupiter, but the largest planet in the universe is WASP-17b, which is twice as big. Next, we have the largest known star in the universe, which is Stephenson 2-18. It's over 2,000 times as big as the sun, which is this, by the way. And it can fit over 10 billion suns inside of it. The biggest black hole is Ton 618, which honestly is very well named. It is 66 billion times the mass of the sun, and it's over 2,500 astronomical units across. This was my reaction when I did the calculation. Oh my stars. And finally, the largest galaxy in the universe is IC1101. It's a supergiant elliptical galaxy 50 times as big as the Milky Way and 2,000 times as massive.
A teaspoon of this star would weigh 1 billion tons. And it might also be responsible for your jewelry. These objects are called neutron stars, and they form when very large stars collapse and die. They get their name from the fact that they are made almost entirely of neutrons. We usually say that matter is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons, but in the case of neutron stars, there's been so much pressure that all of the protons and electrons smushed together to make a neutron. They are some of the densest things in the universe, and aside from being absurd, two neutron stars colliding, which doesn't happen very often, is one of the only ways that heavy elements like gold and platinum can be created. So there's a very good chance that the metal in my wedding ring was formed by the collision of two neutron stars. God, that's cool. Thank God I got married. On the moon, even day kind of looks like night. And for similar reasons, shadows look very weird. Now, you might have noticed that in pictures from the Apollo missions, the sky on the moon, even in the daytime, is black. That is because there's no atmosphere there to scatter the light around. And that's exactly what it sounds like. Photons of light hit molecules and particles in the air, and they bounce around. And on the Earth, after that bouncing, mostly blue light is what hits our eyes, which is why the sky looks blue. But not on the moon, because there's no atmosphere. But that also means that shadows are super dark. Think about your shadow here on Earth, like it's darker, like it's a darker patch, but you can still see what's there. But moon shadows are nearly pitch black. And it is for the same reason. The atmosphere on Earth scatters light around, so even if you're facing away from the light source, there's still some light there being bounced from other points in the sky. But with very, very little light scattering on the moon, there is no way to see into the shadows.
Two pieces of the same metal touch in space, they become permanently stuck together.
They sure do. This is a process called cold welding or contact welding, and it's described quite well by Richard Feynman in his famous Feynman lectures. He says, the reason for this unexpected behavior is that when the atoms in contact are all of the same kind, there is no way for the atoms to know that they are in different pieces of copper. Space is pretty much a vacuum, so there are no other atoms around each piece of metal to distinguish between the two, like air or grease, so they instantly fuse together.
If this were the actual size of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, then that would be the actual size of the sun. By the way, on this scale, Pluto would be the size of a plum. I'm just saying.
Can you cry in space? Do tears work? Well, let's try it out. I can't cry on command. but I'm going to take some water, drinking water, put it in my eye just as if I was crying. Let's see what happens. Get myself nice and stable for you here. Here we go. So, just as if I started crying, my eye is full of tears. But you can see it just forms a ball on my eye. In fact, I can put more water in. And so if you keep crying, you just ended up with a bigger and bigger ball of water in your eye. Until eventually it crosses across your nose and gets into your other eye, or evaporates, or maybe spreads over your cheek, or you grab a towel and dry it up. So yes, I've gotten things in my eye.
Hi, welcome back to Space Talk, where we talk about things that are just simply out of this world. Today we're going to be talking about this galaxy. This galaxy is known as the Lost Galaxy. It is 50 million light years away from us, and it is found in the constellation of Virgo.
Congratulations, you've made it to Space TikTok. No dancing girls, no simping, just some good quality views of the universe. So get yourself a cold one, pull up a chair, and just enjoy these views of the cosmos, man. Just look at it. Space is awesome.
So there is a super rare total lunar eclipse that is coinciding with the super flower moon. And this is all happening at the end of this month, May 25th, all the way until the morning of May 26th. Now I have a ton of videos already kind of on my page that talk about the times of this, but this is an event that you do not want to miss out on, because if you're in the Pacific Rim, meaning the west coast of the United States, you're gonna see the moon turn red, blood red. So get excited, plan a date, and stick around on the page. I'm gonna be going over how you can view this and where the viewing parts are for partial and full totality. I'm so excited. I sadly do not get to see it though.
But when you're crying, you bring on the rain, so stop your sighing. Be happy again, keep on smiling.